Okay, guys, so I have something prepared for today. You guys were shitting on me because my game took a long time to compile. Right, so if I press Ctrl-Shift-B, let's wait. Started the compilation process. It's still compiling. So it just built the game executable, the game DLL, and now it built the engine. That took about 4 seconds of compile time. Now, I found something that we can use to inspect compile times. And that is a command for Clang. It is called ftime trace. And then the -c basically stores that in a JSON file. Right? And I'll show you what that means. If I can... So, ftime trace Clang. There was a cool little article here where a person called... What is his name? I don't even know what this person is called. Well, let's call him person, okay? Where a person, and I'm gonna link that to you guys. Over here. There you go. He made a flame chart compiler for Clang. Ex-Unity dev, really? I don't see that. That allows you to inspect the compile time of files. And so that is what we're going to do today. And I actually tested that already. Basically, the way my game works is I don't have an incremental build system that like CMake that everyone has. My build system is special in a way where I only have one compilation unit for the game, that is the game C++ file, and for the engine, because I build it as a shared library so I can load it in the engine. That allows me to do hot code reloading. And for the engine, that would be the main C++ file. That is just one C++ file, and then into these C++ files, if I load anything that I need, I'm going to include that. So for example, the rendering interface is an interface that has the structures here at the top, over here, and then the function implementations right below that. So it is a Unity build system, right? And we can best see that in the main, where at the very top, I'm loading in something like the platform CPP file or the GL renderer CPP file, C++ files, right? So this is something I learned from Handmade Hero, and it's been really good in compile times lately, or the entire time, up until recently, where I changed something and it stopped being so fast. It's starting to get really slow. And so one thing I already tested is has to do with my assets. And I want to show you something really cool. So this is the assets file before I did the change. It's still loading. Yeah, there we go. What I have in the assets file is a bunch of assets at the top. That's an enum. You could see it's a lot of assets. I think I have about 500 of these. See that? 700, 800, very close. And then below that, I had a function called getSprite. Let me make that a bit bigger. And so what I did before this change was I had a switch case statement on the sprite ID, and then I had all of these cases for every single sprite. And that was like 5,000, 6,000 lines of code just to get a sprite. Now I changed that, as you can see, but I want to show you what that meant, okay? So for that, we need to open up Chrome, and then in Chrome, we can do something like, what was it again? Oh shit, I forgot. Let me go on the website. The website goes into this. You can open up Chrome. Let me find that. Here. And can type in this. Chrome://tracing. What that allows you is to load a JSON file. And I have one here on downloads. Let me find that here. There we go. Assets slow. And I'm going to open up another one. And the normal assets, this assets fast change. So then you can see from your compilation time, if you compile your program with this flag, again, that's this flag right here at the top. It's called ftime trace. And what I did was I turned that into a variable, and then I can put that variable into the compile command right here. So basically I do clang ++ and then ftime trace. Okay. That spits you out a JSON file, and then you can inspect the JSON. Click on the source files and you can see, for example, in my case, the wall duration is how long that compile took and which file was affected. So in this case, we can see that the game.h file took 2 seconds to compile. Now, and what we are taking a look at here is one change I already did was the assets.h file was slow in compilation. If I remember correctly, that was under the tile editor, the rendering interface. The assets.h file took 300 milliseconds to compile. And I narrowed it down in this case to being this ginormous switch case statement right here. And so in C++, I don't know, 20, 21, whatever that version is you need to have, you can do something really cool. Instead of having this ginormous switch statement, you can have, I don't even know what this is called, but you can say, well, I have this ginormous array here, and I'm going to initialize this array statically using the enum parameters. So essentially I say, well, the sprite white is this. Okay, and so it doesn't need to have a bunch of code to get a sprite. No, we can have an array of sprites defined with these enums in mind. So I don't need to have a function where I set up all of these parameters or like the data. I can have it in some sort of JSON format. And I did that as a test, which took a long time because it was like over 600 sprites, to see if the time would change, right? So we went from 300 milliseconds on the assets down actually, and this is difficult to find. Let me find that. Yeah, here we go. The assets.h is now this tiny blob that took 28 milliseconds. So I went from 300 milliseconds down to 28. And what does that tell me? Giant switch case statements where you gather a bunch of data is bad. That's essentially it. No, I don't need a faster HDD. That has nothing to do with this because the code was all done in the program. This is just program code. This has nothing to do with loading from disk or anything. This is just code. Cakez developing like a professional. Yeah. Isn't this a C thing? That's not valid in C++, but some compilers might just spit out a warning and allow it. What? Allow what? This is not a C thing. I think it might be a C thing, but C++ allows this too. If you use at least C++ 20 and onwards. It's available in C++ 20, yeah. So you need to have a minimum C++ version for this to work, but it works. And so I was skeptical to use this at first, because usually when you have like a new thing, it might be slower in compile time, but this one is actually really fast, right? So we went down by almost 10x for that. Now you can still see here that this source file, right, the game.h file, that guy is taking 2 seconds to compile. Now, what is in this source file that takes so long, you might ask? Well, I had a look, right? You can take at the source file below this, the schnitzel lib. What is this schnitzel lib file, you might ask? Well, it is our library file that allows us to do everything. Logging, file IO, arrays, right? You could see an array right here. And then I was curious, well, what could be so slow as that takes so long, right? Why would that be so slow? Well, if we go further down below, we can see something here. Do you see that? Do you see that? That's not me. That is not me. Should I make it bigger for you? Should I get myself out of the way here? Do you guys see that now? Very interesting, huh? I think that is a standard library. File system. Now, what do I use this for? Well, actually something very, very simple. I just want to get all of the files in one folder. Now, I'm not even mad, right? Because I was expecting this to happen. I was so sure that, like, my code never really got bigger or more bloated. The only thing I did was add more libraries as I developed this Schnitzel library, right? The library that allows me to do basic things. The burn of standard library. Yeah, we're burning the standard library right now. Now, the cool thing about this is I now know why this is so slow and we can fix it. How do we fix it? Well, we learn from the best. Let me show you. We learn from the best. You could see it right here at the top. We're gonna take a look at Jonathan Blow's file iterator. Because I needed that function in Jonathan Blow's J language too. And I remember it being exactly what I wanted. And on top of that, really fast. The compile time of this is extraordinarily fast. However, I forgot the function name. But fear not, we have it in one of our projects. The project where we made Terraria in J. Let me find that. So what do we learn from this? File system is really slow, man. Almost 2 seconds of compile time, at least in Clang. And everything in there, it's algorithm and chrono. That's what takes so long. So what we probably have to do is we have to find a better way to do chrono as well. Because I remember having to include chrono too. I don't know why this is so slow, but it's insane. Compared to everything else, it's ridiculous. Even Windows.h is not that slow. Windows.h is already very slow and it's being loaded by the GL core. And I wonder if we can turn GL core Windows.h into like lean and mean so that it doesn't isn't that slow. But that's for like the second step. Let's see. We need to get files here somewhere, and I don't remember where that was actually. I need to find that first. That might take a while. I don't even know where that is. Ah! Wait, read entire file? No. Oof. Ah! Load Odin? No. Shit, I don't know where that was. God damn it. Play sound. What is this? Assets.j. I need the function. It is a function called... It's probably the template stuff. I think it will be the template stuff that's slowing down that, yeah. It is a function called to get all of the files, but I forgot. Maybe it's not in Terraria clone, but in the Schnitzel lib here. Interpolate, random gradient. No, I don't think it is here. This seems like a real premature optimization right now. Are you guys stupid? What are you talking about? I already know that I need this function. What are you talking about? This is not a premature optimization. This is an optimization that needs to be done because the compile times are getting out of hand. If I can compile my game in a second compared to 3 seconds, I gain 2 seconds every time I compile. Every time. And I compile like 5, 10, 20, 30 times like a day. It's a long overdue optimization. Yeah, you're wrong. It is needed, right? Otherwise I wouldn't do it. Also, it is good to know that stuff. Imagine using Control F. Yeah, but what do I Control F? I know I can like read files. I wouldn't find anything, right? Because I don't know the function. Or get files. I don't know the function. So that can't be the... I remember being angry. So having a minute a day, yeah, it is also for your own sanity. A minute where you will complain about something else. Shut up. Read entire file. It's not read entire file, but maybe in there we can find something. I think what I'm doing is maybe for the shaders. No, actually it's not. Load files, read files, get all files, try. Well, we can try read entire file. And then switch to Unix. Interesting. File write. File length. Search for files or directories. Delete directory. File seek. File tell. It's not here. Ah, man. Maybe in Terraria clone at the top I remember which included was. File utilities. It's gotta be in file utilities. It has to be here. File list. I would have never found that, bro. Visit files. There you go. That has to be it. Unix.j. I wonder what that means. OS Unix.j. Is that visit files? Vector add directories. Copy string directory name. Open directory. Is that a C function, guys? Is OpenDir a C function? Let's not use this. You probably need the Windows J version. Yeah. OpenDir C. OpenDir is a function. Is that something we can find only on Linux? Include dir end.h. Is that only Linux? It's C. It's Unix. What does Unix mean? Everything file handle Unix world though? Everything is a file handle in Unix world though? Cakez, what do you think about the default engine? I have never tried that. Unix for file. Yeah, is Unix like unified operating system or is it Linux only? Because like it's not clear to me whether this is only allowed on Linux or not, right? Unix is a registered trademark of the Open Group. POSIX is a registered trademark of the IIE. It's not Windows. Linux, BSM, macOS. I see. Microsoft doesn't have it. Okay, well, fine. Then we take a look at the Windows file, right? So unix.j, then there's got to be a file. Where is that? J modules, file utilities, OS. Aha, okay. So we need to look at J modules. This is why I love having J, you know? File utilities, OS, Windows. All right, there's got to be, visit files. UTF-8 to wide new, okay, tprint, percentage, dir name, wildcard name, Find first file W. Aha, they are using Windows code here. Shit. God damn it. So this is what I wanted to avoid, but I guess I can't. Because I have done this in C++, but that means the game now needs to load the Windows as well. This is what I wanted to avoid, but I guess I can't, right? That sucks. Your code is too nested, you should rewrite, otherwise it won't work. You're wrong, Kubilay. You're wrong. Go away. Well, it was loading Windows implicitly. Yeah, it was probably loading Windows implicitly either way, right? Let's see here. If we take a look at the source here, that's the file system. Let's find Windows. Algorithm, chrono, X memory, X... What is that? Intrinsics, limits, intrinsics, source. I can't find it. But it's gotta be here somewhere. Yeah, it has to, right? X string, I stream, O stream, iOS, X stream buffer, IOX base, format, header, file API.h includes Windows. So yeah, you already had Windows.h included in there. You don't need file system. So the reason why, like, let me explain that to you. The reason why I had this was so that I could avoid Windows.h here, right? I wanted this to be platform agnostic or not have anything to do with platform, but I suppose it's not possible, is it? It has to use the OS API at some point. Yeah, it does have to do that. True. So I have to do this anyways. Make a wrapper then. A wrapper would still include the file, bro. I would still have to talk to the operating system. Not if you care about compile times. Time for those if def statement blocks. Yeah, I have them already, but... Oh, that kinda sucks. Sup, boss. Hey, Louis Dev, good morning. Sup, how you doing, brother? And waste much more overall time on this than just suck up those 2 seconds. Good, brother. How's the grind? It's going good. Okay. Let me think. You can use incremental builds for those parts and keep the file system in a ramper. Nah, I don't want to do that. Like, I just want to do a Unity build. I don't want to complicate that anymore. Fuck, man. Well, I have this here. Platform includes. That would be needed, I guess. In the schnitzel lib then. Right, I would need to put this. In here. Right. Unfortunately. But I guess I won't need to include this. But then I have the platform in the game too. That's what I didn't want. The implementation of the platform. This sucks. This is where I have to think. What should I do here? What is the best way to do this? I don't know what the best way to do this is. Can't you just write the 10 lines of CMake code? You have all the 3 source files. Or something. CMake would be smaller and shorter than your build.sh. No, you're wrong. CMake would be more annoying to use. You're totally wrong. CMake would create a bunch of bullshit files that I don't need, so it stores some shit, and then I still have to learn the CMake commands instead of the actual commands that I need to build my game. So absolutely not. You're wrong. And on top of that, just in order to build my game, I have to get CMake. I have to have another software so that I can build my software. Okay? If I wanted to build my game right now, all I need is sh build.sh. Done. I don't have to install CMake, I don't have to configure any bullshit, maybe set some paths, nothing. I just sh build.sh, done. It doesn't get any easier than this. Okay, anyways, let's not talk about CMake. Let's talk about where I put the platform stuff. The inclusion of Win32. The Windows.h. Where do I load that? Here, right? We have two options. Include the platform layer in your game or create a separate DLL for the platform and your game calls into it. Yeah, right now what I have, Team R and B, is I have the platform, which is the engine, and I load in the game. And so the game can't actually talk to the platform. The platform can only talk to the game, right? So the platform loads the functions from the game. But the game sometimes, unfortunately, I think, needs to iterate over files. Unless I am mistaken. I don't think I need to actually do that. Where do I, like, wait, I have this schnitzel lib, right? Get next read files. It's gotta be here somewhere. Let me find that. Write file, copy file, delete file, config path. Where the fuck is that? It was some bullshit iterator thing that I had to write. Wave file, load wave file, bitmap creator, memory, utility, export bitmap, scope measurement. Yeah, we didn't do that yet. I wonder where that was. Iterate over directories. Get next. I don't even have it called get next file. Maybe I haven't been using it. Maybe I don't use it right now. Change Indianness, approach, sign. Maybe I'm not actually using it yet. So I think it's fine. The game doesn't load any files at the moment. Or it does, but not like that. Are you sure? SH is not recognized as an internal command? Operate on the plugin or batch file. Yes, spherical cap, it's not per se on... Fuck. It's not by default on Windows, that's true. And Readyfire, thank you very much for subscribing earlier. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. I had the notifications off because there was a bunch of spam. But I guess we can turn it on right now.
Hello, Cakez.
Thank you very much for following, Slimy. Or a Slim... Yeah, Slimy. Good morning, guys. Yep.
Hello.
How does the game tell the platform which textures to load? If you have that, you already have the game telling the platform what to do. I don't, because the game is not telling the platform what to do. It is kind of. It's a little bit different. So, for example, right here. Yeah, let's wait a bit. Kinda unfair comparison because you need the bash shell. Also not like you just built the game.
Readyfire just subscribed. Big tick support for 24 years.
Well, yes, Inukai, you're right. But I also have a build.batch file for that case, which currently is not updated. However, for me, I need to use Git. You guys make fun of me using Git, but I need to use Git. Hello, Diamond. Good morning. And so Git, by default, comes with an sh file included. So I use that sh file from Git in Windows. And so I'm purely talking about my development environment, and I need to use Git for that. It is a requirement for me. And Git already has SH included, which allows me to use SH on Mac, Linux, and Windows. Why do you need to use Git? Well, because sometimes I do changes, you know, that are big. Like, for example, I made a huge change in assets over the weekend where I turned a ginormous switch case statement into an array C++20 initialization list. And then the function essentially is just, where is that? getSprite just returns the array index, which decreased my compilation times of that file by 10x. Or decreased. So basically it was cut by 10x, which is really good. And so if this change would have been worse, I would have undone that change. And so that's what I use Git for. But anyways, yeah. So right now the game isn't telling... The game is telling the operating system what to load, but in a deferred way. So basically the game is playing a sound. For example, right? A sound is a file. And it gives it a sound name. Right? And the sound is just a block of memory that holds the currently allocated sounds. Okay, and so I'm going through these... Where's that? These allocated sounds. I'm going through them and I'm checking whether that is already loaded or not. If it's not loaded, then the operating system will go and load... Actually, it's loading it directly here. Because what is it using? Load WAV file. It's read file. And read file is using fopen. And so fopen is talking to the operating system already. But using the C library. I wonder if I need file system still. Let me check here. It should get read, right? Ah, there it is. So where was that? File system. In game.cpp. Oh god. Ah, now I know where I need that. There you go. It's here. Oh god. Okay. So we need a platform function in the game. Unfortunately. So I'll tell you where that is, actually. Can I? Tangy defense is not implemented. Oh yeah, right. Okay, let's not trace. If we don't trace... Oh, shit. Fine. Let me get that file system bullshit in here. fopen is stdio.h. So is there a way in stdio.h to get the next file of a directory? Do you know that, Bloodlike? So the only function that I need is get next file. That's all I need. I can implement everything myself. I've done this before. It's really simple using the Windows API. All you're doing is in a while loop, you're getting the next file. And then you're returning an array of file names. That's all. Why not have the levels merged in one file and just load that one file? Then you don't need to iterate the directory. Because the levels are something that I want the user to be able to create as mods later. Think about Warcraft 3, where you can create your own levels, like this. This is a level, and right here on the top you can see the name of the level in blue. It's kinda dogshit, looks bad right now, but essentially, if I click on this, this gives me all of the levels that are currently in the game. And if I have more levels in this folder, it just gives me another one here. So the only thing I have to do is save a level with a specific name and it will show up in this list, making this list bigger, allowing me to edit this level purely by file. Instead of having to manually go into some, I don't know, merged file and edit the level there by hand. That's what I had before and it didn't work out very well. It was really bad. And also it slowed down compilation times really drastically. It was really bad for compilation times. If you want to iterate over files, then while read directory, No. Next file. Read directory? Really? Why not? I like this approach. I tried that approach actually. It didn't really work out, unfortunately. You can edit it from code too. Yeah, I tried that, really. I really tried that. I had that in the past, guys. You'd have a specific file format for levels. Yeah, I see what you mean. But I tried that. It didn't work out. So, for example, one thing that didn't really work out was that having specific enemies in there was... I don't remember. Maybe I could create a better system later. But however, even if I do it that way, it would still not be correct because the use case that I have is I want the user to be able to create their own files, their own level files, and then be able to load them while in the game. And so for that, I need a function that iterates me over all of the files in a directory. And if I put a file in there from the internet, for example, just like in Warcraft 3, that file shows up in the game, in a list. You guys remember Warcraft 3, right? Mods? I don't have to show you what I mean, right? Warcraft 3 mods list. That's essentially what it looks like. If I... in game, it doesn't show. Do I really have to start Warcraft 3 for this? Fine. Do I have Warcraft 3? I don't have it open right now. I don't have it on the PC right now. Game asks platform for all files. Why can't you just do that? Yeah, that's what we do. Game asks platform because the game doesn't have any notion of the platform. The game is its own piece of code that exists in a vacuum, and the platform loads that game as a shared library so that whenever the game's data or code changes, I can reload the changes while the game is running. So essentially I can do this. With my current setup, I'm allowed to do the following. If I go into the game, right? And I don't know, let's go to update game. Let's make this a little bit bigger so you guys can see. Also, I think I'm a bit large, right guys? Am I a bit big? Whatever. Should be good like this. And then over here, where's update game? There we go. And then debug. For example, I could draw a circle where the mouse position is, right? And I can do that while the game's running. See that? Now I have a circle where the mouse is, you know? And so that's why I do this, allowing me to hot code reload the game while programming, because then I can, basically I can build UI and the game while it's running. Anyways, so I think we already have the solution in the schnitzel lib. Let's see if we, file IO. It's called read directory. And what is it part of? Load all files in a directory. Do you use some algorithm for the map or tile or something else? Yeah, so what I use for my game here is a tile list. So basically this is the tiles here in the game, and I could, if I wanted to, you know, edit the tiles. It looks like the raster. Oh, it actually works. Didn't work the last time. Weird. So basically this is my tile grid for the game. It's a tile editor that I built myself for the game, where you can take anything you want and paste that in here. Don't use my suggestion. Apparently dir end.h is not Windows. Also read dir doesn't exist in Windows, unfortunately. Really? I think quit is here, right? Yeah. I need to redo that and this one too, with the new stuff, but I'll do that later. Also, it's not like you just build the game with your Unix process list commands. Anyways, let me see first. Why is this complaining here, by the way? Stop. Program has to be like that. Is it rework a clock again? No. Guys, stop complaining, okay? Level names. Let's basically get rid of all of this. It's not rework a clock again. It is basically improving again. And this is part of game development. Metadesk has some file iteration code. I really like the implementation since it's so simple. But is it? What do they use? Please don't tell me it's file system, right? What? MD? MD's... What the fuck? My wife needs some help. Give me a second. I can't jump back. How do I jump back? Huh? Where is it beginning? Where's the function beginning? Static? Alt 4? You could also try the ntquery directory file. ntquery. It is from ntifs.h. Okay. Give me a second, guys. Quickly help my wife. He already wasted so much time that the speed up won't ever pay up for it. No, I will, because this is something I learn. You don't understand. This is something you learn, and then you have that knowledge for life. If you don't spend time learning this, you don't have that knowledge. It's the knowledge, yeah. It's not the time that I spend now and then maybe save and like it's the entire like, okay, now I know that file system is bad, right? Because this much time just to build file system? Like 2 seconds? Come on. This is like 50% of the entire compilation process, right? Just use find first file, etc. What is this? Okay, so you're telling me, maybe try the snippet, Windows only. Yeah, find first file. This is Windows stuff. Yeah, I've seen that before. I've used that before. It's really easy because that allows you to like use that, right? That's something we can do. However, what is this? Find first file. Wait, they use Windows code here anyways. I don't know what they do here. Maybe they turn this from UTF-8 to a white character. Question, why do you recompile every time though? Well, because I need to reload code. Like I need to hot reload my code. I want to build the game while it's running. I have literally been able to build and balance my game while it's running. They convert UTF-8 to UTF to the stupid 16-bit Windows file. Yeah, I see. They're still using the Windows code, so it's like if it's so read dir doesn't exist. It looks like this is a. Let me just test this here. Find next file. Boom! Smash! Like, do people not know how to close a door? You take the door handle, right? And you rotate that by 45 degrees. And then that takes the lock, it puts it in the door, and then you can close the door and you rotate the door handle back by 45 degrees. Find next file in dir. All right. Do you need a rotation matrix for that? Yes, using quaternions. True. Thanks for clarification. Instructions unclear, smash thumb. But why recompile what is not changed? Maybe only hot reload game code and not the library code? That's what I do. Yeah, that's what I currently do. The game has it's in its own DLL. If you want, you can take a look at this. I think it's, or was it hot? That's where I explain how to do hot reloading. It's been very useful. Okay, find the next file dir. Read dir doesn't exist, right? Yeah, it doesn't exist. And the find is your only option on Windows. Ah, this sucks, man. I don't want to have the platform layer in the game too. Find first file, find next file is your only option on Windows. Oh, man. How do I do this? It is in the game. The editor is in the game. That's why it sucks so much. I'm just asking, since I don't understand about the file system and code being slow, since that should be a library code and not hot reloaded and slowing down. If the problem is not reloading, you can have the file iteration, the platform layer, and pass a pointer to that function to the game. I mean, I could do that, yeah. I would have to do this in the main file then, or in the main loop. Now, what do I do in the game? Let's see here. So essentially I go through every entry, I get the name, I draw the background for that, and then I do a button with the name, and I load the level if I click on it. And then I load the background of the level too. And then I store the level name in editor. This is like some bullshit that I should do better. And then I load the foliage. And I basically close the drop-down list. Yeah. And so essentially what I would need to do is have like an array of level names. Like the easier thing is to have like a while loop, because if I have an array of level names, then that can be arbitrary, right? Like, how many entries do I allow? 1 million? That would just waste space. Here I can just iterate over the directory and then get myself all the files. I'm not limited by, let's say, okay, let's say I do that, right? I have like some sort of game state. Oh, come on. Fine. Where's the game state here? Like, I could potentially have something like this, where I have like a character pointer array with like, I don't know, 1,000 entries, level names, right? And this is filled, right? And then maybe I also have, what? Is it the other way around? Brackets are not allowed here? Are you stupid? Is it like this? Maybe too much J. Yeah, and so that would be, what is that, mod level names. But that's still 1,000 pointers. No, you have a pointer to the function that gets the next file in the directory. I can't do that because the game is already a dynamic library. I can't do that. Or maybe I can. Can I pass the pointer? Is that possible? Can I pass a pointer to that here? So essentially the game would have... How do we do that again? Yes, you can pass the pointer. Wow, that's what we will do. Okay, that's really good. Then that allows me to... Oh, yes. Okay, cool. Now, thank you guys. That is the best thing actually to do. Wow. Nice. Thank you so much. Is it? It is. Is it? Okay, so, okay. How do we do that? Fine, so platform get next file, right? Or what is it called? In Windows it's called get next file, right? First file. And over here, I wonder what that is. Char pointer, get next file. That takes a char pointer directory. Is that it? Alright, so we have a very simple function right here. And then it would be get first file. What was it? First file. Find first file A. I mean, we can use the ANSI function directly in this case, I think. I don't think we have to convert at all. I can use the ANSI function because I don't have... I think we can. That must take... Can I not look into this? Or is it because it's like complaining? Long pointer to a file name, int. So that would be dir. Why can I not look into this? Discriminate against non-ASCII users? 128 symbols is enough. Well... The path is set in stone in this case, blood-like. Or? Oh, you mean, I see what you mean now, blood-like. So essentially, I get it now. So, if there is a file, I get it. Well, maybe I'll do that. Who else hates OneDrive? I actually had to write a OneDrive script, and that sucked. Yeah, OneDrive is shit. So essentially what you mean is the following, right? Here, let me show you. In assets, where is that? Levels, I could potentially allow level names that are like Chinese characters. So I could have like Chinese character.lv. And now I only allow these types of level names, right? I don't allow Chinese character level names. It is a long pointer to a Win32. Find data. A, I guess. File data. Do I have to initialize that to 0 or not? I would assume we have to. If you limit your game to Windows 10, you can make the ANSI functions take UTF-8. We'll see. I'm gonna do this for now, then I'm gonna run into problems and fix the problems. When I distribute my game, people will tell me that it's dog shit, and then I will fix that. Let's first get like the basic thing working, right? And then we can still... there we go. So what does it return? A handle. It's a void pointer. Okay, so essentially if we find the first file... And I think I need to do this, put this static, right? What? So get next file. How did I do this in the past? I deleted the code, but essentially we only want to find the first file, and then once we find nothing anymore, we want to set this to 0. Right, so that's gotta be static, I think. And then, I don't know, if file data dot... let me find that. What do we have here? These are character arrays. File size, high or low. There's got to be an attribute. Check the MSVC docs to save time. They don't have exactly what I want. Find first file returns a handle. You can then pass the handle to the find next file. Ah, I see. We need the handle. Okay. There we go. File handle or something. Is this? Exactly. And this has got to be static. Whoops. So this doesn't need to be static. This has to be static. And then after, yeah, find first file. Let me think here. This needs to be stored between two calls. Just read the pastebin. Yeah, I can read the pastebin, but it's a challenge, guys. I want to challenge myself. I will read it in a second, but you guys will just say I'm copying code all the time, and it's a challenge, okay? It's interesting. I want to find the solution first and then see if I was right or wrong, okay? I appreciate the pastebin. For sure. Okay. Okay. Yeah, like it's a nice challenge, you know? Alright, so what do? We find the first file. If we have a file handle, don't copy the code. If we have a file handle already, how do I do that? 30 days. Have you ever considered making a tiny 30-day game project to figure out the problem like that, to avoid negative reviews with your main project? Wasting 30 days to make all the mistakes seems worth it. We tried that in Godot. That didn't work out, Inukai. I really want to do that. However, I see it like this now. I have a demo version of my game, and I can distribute that demo version without having any negative reviews. You guys can give me feedback, those of you who want to play it. I know there's quite a few that want to play it. And then with this feedback, I can make the game better already without risking any negative reviews. And once I'm confident enough, the game's out enough, many of you guys have played it enough, I can also put it on itch.io, on other stores, whatever. Then I will make it public. That's the idea. And so, hey Codingry, good morning. What's going on today? We are checking out compilation times, and we figured out that file system is taking 2 seconds to compile, and we are currently working on removing this dog shit C++ library. And then my game should build in hopefully like a second or something. That's the idea. So, and we're currently working on get next file, which is what I use it for. You need to have a way different between the game calling for next and first. You need to have a way to differentiate between the game calling for next and for first. I don't, because I managed to do it in one function before. It is possible to do that in one function using a static here. I just forgot how. Now this is assuming only one thread asks this function. If I have 2 threads, this breaks. I know that. But I'm currently only thinking sequentially, one thread. So if I call this function, right, and we have a file handle here, which is a void pointer as far as I know, right? It's a void pointer, yeah. Which we can determine as a null pointer. Then we can ask, do we have a file handle? Yes, then we get the next file. And I think we always... Oh, then you need to compare the character directory last called character pointer to see if it's still iterating the same directory. I think you can do this with the file handle because the... Let's see, if we have a file handle, then we find the next file. Find next file. We iterate over that. Wait, find the next file doesn't... It returns a bool. Aha, okay. It returns a bool. Aha! Now I know how that works. Alright. Okay, it gets a character pointer. I don't remember what file data... I think it's the file name, right? The C file name. That's what we want. Right, wait a second. If we don't have a file handle, then I want to find the first file name and store that in the file handle. Okay, and then... does this already return me a file? It does, right? If invalid handle value is the same as file handle, Cakez. You need to save the data between calls. No, because we have the file handle already, but the next file needs the handle. Ah yeah, okay, so that's easy. If we find a next file, because it returns a boolean, find next file A returns bool. Then we return file data dot C file name. Eh? What? Why are you complaining? Address of static memory, stack memory associated with local variable file data. Return stack address. It returns a stack address, but it's fine. Or what we can do here is create a static char pointer, a file name, which is an array of max path. Right. And then we copy that file name into there. Memset file name 0 max path. This is Windows. And then mem copy into file name using the file data dot C file name and then the string length of file data dot C file name. And then we return the file name over here. Down below we return... What are you complaining about now? Oh yeah. What? What? Really? Huh? Are you stupid? Wait a minute. You're literally kidding me, right? Format text. Memset sprintf return buffer. Static buffers. Pointer to a buffer. Hey, why can I not do that? It's the same thing. Go to the declaration of file name. Am I stupid? Like, huh? Am I dumb? Look at it. What? Oh, I see. I thank you. I see now. I thank you. I see. Okay, guys, I had like a weekend pause, okay? Thank you very much. Okay, brother. Let's see. We got it now. Ja. Okay. Ja. We copy that into this. Find first file. And if file handle is unequal to invalid handle value, I think. Right? It's just null pointer, right? Then we can do the same thing here. Whoopsie. Okay, this code would mean you can only ever query one directory. Afterwards, it will always be next on the same directory. Yeah, just wait. Just wait. I know. I need to probably store like the current directory, but first we set the file handle to null, right? Then we see, do we have a file handle? No. Did we find the next file? No. Then we set the file handle back to null and we return null pointer. There we go. That allows us to check. And at the very bottom, we don't need to return anything, I think. If we don't have a file handle, we return this. But if the handle is unequals, otherwise we return null pointer. Well, we could say a Windows null, but it's the same, essentially, right? We're operating here on Windows, which I guess we could use Windows null, but we should keep it consistent, right? Fine. Not to mention file name will get overwritten if you call it 2 times in a row. Yeah, that's the idea. That's the idea. That is the reason why I want to do this. Remember find close. Find close. Do I need to do find close? Find first file. If we can't find one, then we don't need to close anything. If we can't find the next file, yeah. Thank you. All right, cool. We find close and then we set it to null. We return null and then the next call will do that. This is how I want to use it. It is very specific, I know. But that's essentially how I want that to work. Let's see. Error undefined read dir. Where's that? Yeah. Where did I type this even? In Schnitzel. Oh, it was in platform, right. There we go. File API. Okay. Now, how do I supply the pointer? Here. It is a char pointer, but I guess we'll figure that out by looking at the main. Type def decal type update game. Update game type. Okay. How do I create a function pointer? So it is a character pointer. Oh my god, how do I do this? Get next file pointer. Void function pointer name. So void in Klammern function pointer name. That takes in a character pointer to a directory. That's it. Function pointer to iterate over files in a directory. There we go. Do you supply the functions for sound and texture? How do you supply these functions? Like this. I have read file that calls down into fopen. I use the C library for that. And then hopefully we can get rid of the file system here now. Which means in the game we can turn file system. It will be red now. We can, yeah, look at that. Not so stupid. String. I was so mad at this. Okay. So that would be a different loop. While char pointer file name is game state. Get next file pointer using assets / levels. That should work, right? Why is this complaining? Cannot initialize a variable of type character pointer with an R value of type void. Aha, I see. So instead of void, this is character pointer. Like this. Does it work now? Aha, I see. That's the return value. Okay. And then we already have the level name, or let's call it level name here. Let's see if this works. Then we don't need that shit anymore. And we can just... Not so stupid string. I guess we don't do this if check here. Okay. Maybe this works. I'm not supplying it. Wait. I'm not supplying it yet. When we load the game, when we initialize the game, we need to set some data here. So game state. Next. It's always slow to update. Get next file pointer is the address of platform. Get. Yeah. Read. No? I forgot the name, guys. I literally forgot the name. Platform get next file. Huh? Weird. Oh, it's just called get next file. Whoops. Yeah, that's my mistake. Brain's really broken today. No, it's not broken, brother. It's not broken. We're just getting this. Platform get next file. Hey? Okay. Oh, it works. Cool. Now, I need to do this in 2 places because when I hot reload the game, somewhere here, update game, press the F11 key, update game, where's hot reloading? Reload game DLL, update game pointer. Oh, I don't change the game state. I think it should still work. I think it should still work. Maybe? Let's see. Game state. I never set the options again, even if I reload. So I think it's fine. I think it's fine, actually. Okay, we got rid of this shit now. It builds decently fast. We'll have to see how fast it actually builds, but let's see if it actually works. There's no way this works. I mean, the game's not calling it right now, but right now, if I press... Aha, levels. It finds levels. Aha, I see. So do I have to supply levels / star or something? I remember having to supply some wildcard, if I remember correctly. When are you working on your side jobs? Do you miss chat, especially since they figure out all of your errors? Yeah, shut the fuck up, bro. I actually have a very nice time because I don't get these negative comments, bro. Hello, bro. Hello, Wizard on YouTube. Good morning, bro. Good work. Thank you. I wonder. So it does call it, which is nice. Aha! Aha! Uh-huh. Wait, it has mods in there. Okay, okay, okay. Cool. Now, we can't, like, compare it like this, right? So we need to have a string function. At least, no, string compare. So if level name... wait, just string compare, right? String CMP, level name is the same as mods. Wait, string compares comma, right? Yeah, if it has mods, it doesn't have mods. Or we do like an early return, right? So if it has this, or string compare level name has dot, or I'm pretty sure there is a better way of doing this, right? I'm pretty sure there's a Windows handle where you can say please don't please ignore the dots, right? Just look at stuff ending with dot level. True. I mean, I could also check for stuff with dot level, right? Doesn't really matter, not gonna get called often. True, that's also true. So, I mean, if string level name does not have a .lv in it, then we return. I think that's better. Yeah, nails. Yes, sir, Mr. Nails. If it doesn't have a .level, just continue. And I could have done this code while it was running, actually. I forgot. All right. Unable to start debugging. Yeah, the program was still... Yeah. Now? Good. Let's see. Wow. See, we replaced... Okay, so we replaced file system right now. Okay. Now, let's see. GL Schnitzel lib here. We still have algorithm for SCD sort, unfortunately. And algorithm is a lot, I think. Shit. Oh man, check compile time now. Yeah, compile time should be faster now. Let's see. Let's create a new JSON file. That's the new JSON file, I think. This one. Let's create a new Chrome tracking or tracing. All right. The new game file, guys. Oh, that is faster. The game still takes a lot because the Schnitzel lib needs to load algorithm. Oh man, Bozo sort. We need a better one for algorithm. If we can get rid of algorithm, then we are really fast. It's still almost a second. We got a lot of stuff down. We basically cut it in half already. But algorithm is slowing it down. Is there no C algorithm? What are we sorting? SCD sort uses intro sort. Wikipedia. Procedure. Array. Intro sort. Intro sort. But it creates sub-arrays, bro. I wouldn't even know how to do that. If you only could split code into multiple files. This is supposed to be basically quicksort, but faster. Shit, man. Wait a minute. Guys, we have J. Sort. There has got to be something. Quicksword. I saw Quicksword. Shit, he's doing that too. Fuck. Divide and conquer. Sword type. Bytes allocations. Fuck. Quicksword. Quicksword. Takes in 2 arrays. Are we still doing the file iteration thing? We are done with that. We're currently trying to get rid of algorithm. You could use the CQ sort internally with a templated wrapper. I don't need a templated wrapper. Visual quick sort tutorial. Nah, I don't really want to do a sort right now, to be honest. Oh man, why is algorithm so fucking slow? It's insane, bro. Like, these people don't value your time. Fuck, man. It's almost a second. Just for algorithm. Just do a bubble sort. I did that in the past. We did do bubble sort in the past. It was extraordinarily slow. I can optimize my game to not use sorts as well, but... God, it's so long. It's an entire second. It's basically more than 50% of my compilation time. It's crazy. So bad. It's insane. X memory. Intrinsics. Just copy the sort function from the standard library. I don't think you can. I mean, you could. I could try. Let's see here. Where's my code? Std sort. Yeah, Aldi verify range, get unwrapped, sort unchecked. Insertion sort unchecked. Make heap unchecked, sort heap unchecked. Partition by median guess unchecked. Sort unchecked. Like, guys, yeah. Std move. Like, yeah, brother. Yeah. How are you tracing build? Oh, that is a Clang compiler thing, which is called... Let me find that here for you. It is time trace. Time trace. You can specify dash time trace on your compiler if you use Clang, and then that allows you to inspect, or it gives you a JSON file, and that JSON file can then be read by Chrome using Chrome tracking in the browser page, and then you can inspect, well, basically how long each file took to compile, and then you can track down, okay, so this source file right here takes this much. Like, for example, GL core includes Windows, which it shouldn't because I already have Windows included. Stuff like that. Yeah. Don't write the ugliest std code imaginable, challenge, impossible. There's VC performance if you use MSVC. Yeah, we use Clang at the moment. Did he say when he was doing the Elden Ring chat? I'm evaluating when I want to start it. I don't know yet. But I want to start soon, I know, yeah. Guys, I need a little break. I need to go to the bathroom and... yeah, I also need to think. Yeah, I need the sorting. Jcraft is cancelled. Not yet. List insertion sort code in C, Wikipedia. It takes a struct list. What is that? If the items are stored in a linked list, then the list can be sorted with O1 additional space. I don't have it in a list. Okay. If the algorithm uses a trailing pointer for the insertion into the sorted list, a simpler recursive method rebuilds the list each time rather than splicing and use O and stack space. Don't you just need one? Oh no, you like every time you go in there. Pointer list, pointer trail, double pointer, trailing pointer for efficient splice, pop head off list. I don't have a next in the list, unfortunately. I don't have a next. I don't know what that means. Each element has a next pointer. You're sorting an array? Well, yeah, I'm sorting a C array. I don't have a linked list, guys. I have a C array. What I'm sorting is this. And that array is essentially just this. That's what I'm sorting. This stuff right here. We have a long way to go, brothers. No, you don't need that. You don't need all of that stuff. Your next is just the next element in the index. I don't have next. It is an array, guys. It's just a C array. A C array. How big arrays are you sorting? If they are like 100 algorithms, the choice will probably not matter at all. There will be more. I will have particles on screen that will be transparent. I did that before. I had bubble sort and it would go down to 50 FPS. So either I don't sort at all, or I find a better way to sort. Right now I'm using std sort, but look at the compilation time for that shit. Like, it's almost a second. It's this one right here. Essentially this algorithm right here. Tutorial point, C standard library, C function Q sort. So there is a C standard library. Why can't I just use that? Q sort. It takes the base, the number of items, the size, and the compare function. There should be a sort. This should be. You can use a hash set, but it will take more memory. stdlib.h probably. Okay, maybe we can try, right? I already have qsort, so the base would be render data, transparent transforms, dot elements. Then we have the number of elements. That would be render data dot transparent transforms dot count. And then we have size of transform. And then we need the compare function, which hopefully can just be specified as this. Okay, it's complaining probably about the compare function, right? Candidate function is not viable, no non-conversion from lambda. Okay, so what I need is an actual function, right? I can't do a lambda here, a no-named lambda. Why do you sort particles? Sounds like a bad pattern. Why do I sort? I don't know yet. I don't know yet. Void pointers. Need to return an int. Why not radix sort? It's commonly used. I don't know. I don't have it. I'm using the C standard library mostly because it's more efficient in terms of compilation. Maybe that will work. This returns an int. There is no... This doesn't... Wait, that allows you to do that? There's no way. Right? Oh wow, that works. No, it's still... it wants a void pointer, I think. Right? No. What does it want? A candidate function is not variable. No non-conversion from lambda to a function that takes an int into a const void argument. Aha. So this is supposed to be int. And these are no longer const references, but these are transform pointer. B and a transform pointer A. And then it says A layer and B layer. Right? And then it still complains. No non-conversion from function aka int pointer function void const. Guys, I don't think it can do. I don't think it works. No, I guess it doesn't work. No, it doesn't work.
Am I so out of touch? No.
Ned Bolter just subscribed.
Thank you, man.
Big tick support for 8 years.
My man.
Cakez. How's the game going? I haven't actually paid attention in a while, smile.
Thank you, bro. It's going good. It's going very well. We made unlocking heroes possible last time, and now we are increasing the, or decreasing the compilation time. Why are you giving it as an array? Why, what do you mean? This is not an array. This is a local, this is a... What is this name again? Lambda function. Const. No. Nope. This is a capture group, yeah. Well, guys, it's fine. I'm gonna mark this really quickly. I think it's a bool, right? Yeah. It still complains. Why? Candidate function is not viable. No non-conversion from bool to void pointer, void pointer. Bruh. How? Just pass the name without the address? Const void pointer A, return const transform layer, const transform layer? Really? Fine, I'll try that. There's no way. Wait a second here. Eh? Wait. Like this? Eh? Am I stupid? Cast to pointer? Ah, I'm stupid, yeah. You're right. Eh? Const transform point. Okay, bro. Yikes. All right. I mean, thank you guys. Do I need algorithm for anything else? Oh, SD sword, there's another one. We have another one, guys. There's one more. Ah, you don't want to go into the GL renderer. I see. I see! But it is in the GL renderer, you dumbo. Hey, are you stupid? Alright. Shit, where was it now? Alright. Why are we switching to Q swords? Frowny face? That's why. 800 milliseconds of compile time. That's why. Yep. We are removing the algorithm because it's dog shit slow. And I'm pretty sure it's just because of the template usage in there. The heavy template usage. So I don't want to deal with this. Okay, UI transparent transforms. Alright. Just gonna change that here. Wow, yeah, that's a lot, right? Alright, let's see how fast it compiles now compared to before. And I wonder why it's complaining here. Shouldn't. There should not be any complaints. Sort, included file, std. Ah, it's already gone. Okay. Let's take a look. Let's open up one more. Chrome tracing. So this is the final one that we have. I think this is good enough for now. Let's take a look. Oh, yeah. Now, 400 milliseconds is still a lot. And then we have another 450 milliseconds, which is still a lot. But most of the time is spent in the schnitzel lib now. And the schnitzel lib is just... It's a bunch of different small things. I can't even click on them. What is here? stdio? stdlib? Math? There we go. And then, what do we have here? The tile editor loads in the rendering interface, which loads in the assets. So I think this is all fine. The only thing that's still slow, kind of, is the windows.h include in the GL core library. And this has to do with... We can actually get rid of this now. This is from the game. Right here. We are including GL core in the game because the game... I needed to debug something in the game. I wanted to debug the... what is that? Debug. It's down here. There we go. I wanted to... Where's that actually? Okay. Where's this? Here. I wanted to debug these blending modes and I couldn't do that from outside the game. So essentially this is the blending mode that I use for the UI, and this is the blending mode that I use for Bloom in the UI. So essentially I use that for these two. Oh, I can't, right? We need to build the game without F time this time. 10 seconds every month of stream roughly. Cakez, compare function isn't done yet. It needs to return different values or less. For less, greater, and equal. Oh, it is not done? Really? Okay. You would save so much if you would only include the schnitzel in the game and have all dependencies in the library and then hot reload the game only? Yeah, but how? Like, what do you mean include the game, the schnitzel library in the game only? I don't know what you mean by that exactly. The compare needs to return -1. -1 for less. Okay. Equal or greater. Okay. Fine. Don't actually have to be -1 or 1, just less than 0 and greater than 0. And when it's equal, return A minus B? No. 0 when it's equal. Or you mean, so basically return A transform layer minus B transform layer? Is that it? Does that work? Really? That works? Cool. Is minus less? A shortcut that can work most of the times, but you can get an overflow. What do you mean by overflow? How do I overflow? If the layer is extraordinarily large. If I have like... If I have like a really big number. I see. Interesting. So minus is for less, right? Minus is for less than or equals, right? And then plus would be plus is for greater or equals? Is that true? It's for everything? Oh, I see. But how do I sort ascending or descending then? If the comparison function which returns a negative integer value, if the first argument is less than the second, a positive integer value. If the first argument is greater than the second or 0, equivalent. The signature for comparison functions should be equivalent to the following. If the comparison in CMP, B minus A. Then I do B minus A. Aha. Okay. So essentially... A minus B is less than and B minus A is greater than. See. Okay, cool, thank you. Let me find the other sorting. There we go. Thank you very much. Really helpful, guys. I really appreciate it. Cool. Raw dodging OpenGL, you love to see it? Of course. Of course. Now I'm gonna keep that comment here though. Alright, now we got to fix the UI. Letterboxing, post-processing, render to UI texture, GL blend function, frame buffer. Okay, where do I use the frame? No, the blending function for UI. Ah, over here. So right now, this is what we use. But I want to hard code this now and get it out of the game. Essentially this stuff right here. So, what is it? Source color is GL source alpha. And then destination color. GL1 minus source alpha. GL1 minus source alpha. And then, what was that? Source alpha is GL source alpha. And then over here, this is GL1. What happened to the playlist? Ah, it's running. Okay, cool. All right, cool. Now that we have this, I can get rid of this function right here. It should work fine, and then get rid of this too. Make sure blended pixels never go below 1 alpha. Disable dev writing. GL enable blend. Copy transforms. And then at the very bottom we have one more, which is additive blending. We need to get that from the game too. That's this. So what do we have? Source factor is GL1 minus destination color. It's a weird thing that I found out here, that I was just basically playing around until it worked and looked kind of nice. And now what we can do is go into the GL renderer. Into the render interface. We can get rid of those int values, which means we can also get rid of this here. Render data game time, we probably need that. And then we can get rid of GL core, which will allow us to build the game even faster. Yeah, that's what I like. Now, this is the final build time that we will come to today. So we started with, by the way, we started with, I think it was 3 to 4 seconds today. And this is the final time that we arrived. Let's see. Load. This is the final time. That's it. 300 milliseconds. Just like for compiling the source. And then obviously we have like 1.1 second. And the entire compiler took 2 seconds now. Which is some linking going on, I think, as well. I don't know exactly what front end means and back end. You know, code generation passes, opt module. What was it before? This entire block here. So essentially, we went from, I don't think the back end changed, but the front end went from 3.5 seconds down to 1.1. I mean, that is a huge increase. Professional dev here. Oh yeah, 10x programmer, you love to see it. And it took 3 hours. Was it worth it? Yes, it was worth it, because now I know which libraries from the standard library, at least which two, file system and algorithm, are very slow in compiling. And I can try to avoid them in the future if I don't necessarily need them. And so taking 300 milliseconds to compile the source, read in the source, I think, which files from the library, all of them? No, it was file system, the one that you can use to iterate over files in your operating system. You know, like you can give it a directory, and then the directory, you can iterate over all of the files in that directory, even recursively, however you want to do that, right? And then you can use, then we had algorithm that we used to sort transforms with. STD file system, yes, the STD file system it was. Could you use pre-compiled headers with Clang too, like algorithm and file system being compiled once in a header, then never touching them again? So that would be the next step. If I'm able to turn this into a pre-compiled header, the schnitzel lib, if I'm able to do this, then yeah. If I can turn this into a pre-compiled header. I don't know. Maybe. I wonder if the source code will compile faster if we use tabs instead of spaces. I don't think so, bro. And even if it did, it would be like a couple milliseconds, which in the grand scheme of things, I don't think so, bro. I guess a good rule of thumb is to use C libraries over C++ libs. I don't think so, no. Like, unfortunately not. This is just a special case for me. I think you use more time missing the warning and errors in the compile because of free type spam than actual compiling. No, I'll show you. This happens, yes. This does happen, you are right. But this is something that we didn't touch yet, which is the base. I was optimizing one compilation. I'm compiling two things every time. I was optimizing the game compile, not the engine. What's going on here? Why is the screen black? What's going on here? Did I do something wrong? Wrong order. Now, is that the sorting going on here? Is that the issue with the sorting, or what do we have? Is that actually a sort? Is that this going on? You know, just asking for a friend. Well, at least it's super fun. That's true. That is true. That's got to be the blending modes. Yeah. Is it this? My guess is blending. Yeah, me too. Me too. It's gotta be this. Ah. You removed the sorting. This has nothing to do with the sorting, bro. We can get the sorting in again, yeah. Yeah. It's this here. Huh? But like, huh? This was my sorting. Source factor. Oh my god. Destination factor. Okay, wait. GL1. Oh. I was doing some dumbass things. I see. I see. I didn't know. Okay, undo. Oh. No. Redo. Okay. It's all good. Oh, this is poor man's LUT. Okay. You said source twice. Why does it say source factor twice? Because I'm a fucking idiot and dumbass. That's why. I'm a dumbass. That's why. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So essentially, okay, my point still stands. Okay. It still stands, brother. Yeah. Now. This is what we sped up today. Watch. This one right here. That build. You see that? Done. This right here. Building. Second later, done. That's what we optimized today. Now I can compile my game and see the results 1 second later. That's what we did today. What we didn't do yet, and what we have to do still, is to profile the main file. That one. So basically we were taking a look at the game. Okay. Next we can take a look at... Did it not build? A tower defense JSON. Tangy defense. This one right here. This is the engine. And the front end for the engine takes 3 seconds. And it is a lot of source files. So that is SDL takes a huge chunk, which I should get rid of because I'm not using it. I just add that. I should get rid of SDL. And then platform, that's Windows. It's probably Windows.h and X audio. Okay, that's 500 milliseconds. And then we have, oh god, Chrono.